Hello, hello. I'm here to provide you with real life experiences from thyroid warriors just like yourself who have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, Graves, or Hashimoto's thyroiditis. This series is my way of giving back to the thyroid community in order to help combat the loneliness and isolation that so many of you are feeling from your health struggles. I'll be providing that by interviewing women weekly from my thyroid community who volunteer to share their thyroid journey and what they have and have what they have and are currently experiencing with their thyroid condition. Today's warrior was so moved by the other series that she saw previously to this one that she excitedly volunteered to share her story next. Please welcome Myriam. Here she comes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Oh, I don't have my video on. I'm sorry.
Hi. It's good to see you.
Hey, nice to meet you, kind of, right?
I know. Hi, I'm Coach Sarah Joy. Did I say your name right? I said Myriam.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, I love that name. It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm feeling great. I just came back from my workout
Oh,
and I'm a
good.
little sweaty, but
No, that's good. We like working out. We like sweat. That's good. Get those toxins out, girl.
yes.
So, welcome to Thursday Thyroid Talks. I was so blown away by your message that I just have been like so extra excited for this episode with you because of your enthusiasm to come on. And so, would you just share for a second um, what you experienced, like what you watched that was so moving?
When I watched it on YouTube, um, and I saw the first episode that you had there, and it was just remembering everything that I had gone through with the symptoms, the depression that you get, just the feeling that you have to advocate for yourself with the doctors, things that I had forgotten that, oh yeah, my skin was dry. Oh yeah, I did lose some hair, but it just
Yeah,
feels so far away now.
that is
But
amazing. I can't wait to hear your story. Yeah, I know it is. It is so empowering, and that is why I really felt called to do this because I've learned through my experiences that we bond and we help each other through sharing our stories. It's
yeah,
that simple, but it really is true, and like I realized that I can read people's posts all day long, but there's something about this connection that I feel is more powerful. So thank you so much. So I am intrigued how you say everything's behind you and how it used to be that way. So why don't you start at the beginning and share with us, you know, what happened? How did it start?
sure. I think first I should say that please don't do what I do.
Oh, yeah.
Because it worked out for me, but my doctor did say I shouldn't have done what I did.
Oh, really?
so
Oh, now I'm even
so
more intrigued.
yeah, so that's why I have to preface this with
Okay, got
please
it.
consult a doctor and don't follow.
Okay.
So
There's the
I
disclaimer. Okay.
yes. So I had a baby and I had the normal like fatigue that you get after you have a baby. I was breastfeeding, waking up every 2 or 3 hours. And obviously the fatigue is normal, but it kept going and going, and it was like 2 years into it, and I was still very tired. And now I got more sleep, but the tiredness wasn't going away. And now I had like severe constipation,
Mhm.
and my weight gain was like excessive. And I went to the doctor and I told her all this. She said it's normal.
Mhm.
You know, you have a baby. It's normal to feel this way.
Mhm.
Exercise more, you'll have energy. So I try to do it, but it's like a vicious circle, right? You're
Mhm.
too tired to go exercise,
Mhm.
so then that still makes you even more tired. So it's like a whole thing.
So she
um
basically was just saying, like, you put some weight on in your pregnancy, so of course you're a little slower and a little more
mhm.
tired. Was like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So finally she agreed to do extra tests, and she tested my thyroid, and that's
So
when.
when you said finally, did that mean you had to go back a couple more times and like really kind of get on her and be like, no, this isn't normal?
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
went a couple of times telling her it's not changing. I've tried my best to exercise, but and then I was also getting really depressed. The depression was out there. And I told her all my symptoms, which were like the very dry skin, the constipation, the depression. I had a lot of bloating. Everything hurt. I was just tired, exhausted. Everything was hard to do. I would fall asleep at work. Hope my boss is not watching this.
Sorry, boss. Got a medical problem.
So she tested my thyroid, and she noticed that my TSH was normal, but she tested the free T3, and I
Three,
think
two,
that's what it's called,
four.
right? And four,
Mm-hmm.
and she noticed that they were overworking. So for my TSH, well, I can't say that word, to be normal. So they were working too hard. So she sent me to an endocrinologist, and she just put me on a very low dose of the level, what is it called? Levothyrox.
Levothyroxine. Yeah.
Yeah, she put me at the most smallest dose.
So maybe like
Um,
30 milligrams,
I think it was
15.
25.
Okay.
Was
Yeah.
And she said, give it a try, give it 3 months. We did that. I took it. I still felt the same. Nothing changed. Went back, did the lab work. Now my TSH was high.
Mm.
When it was before, it was within range. Now it's high.
Which is
And then
crazy on such a small dose.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
and now, okay, you need more. Here's more medication. And that kept going for a year and a half
Oh, I get it. Okay.
of it, like, oh, it's not working right. Here's more meds. Here's more meds. Here's more
Mm-hmm.
meds.
Mm-hmm.
And year and a half into having this medication, I started getting worse constipation. Now my stomach was in pain. I had this horrible pain on my right side. I couldn't sleep. I was getting numb. It was, and then I was throwing up randomly. Now I don't know if whether or not things were related, but that's how I felt. And I was in the emergency room a couple times. They did all kinds of tests. Everything was normal. I had high cholesterol, but otherwise, I was a very healthy person. They said. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. Finally, they agreed to do a colonoscopy because I told them the pain was so much and intense that I needed them to find out what's wrong with me.
Mm.
They did a colonoscopy. Again, I was a healthy
Good.
person. But to do a colonoscopy, you need to do, the fasting.
Yeah.
You need a fast for like, I think it's like 3 days or 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When
And
I
then
did
did you have to drink the stuff to get cleaned out?
I had to drink the stuff. It was really interesting. As soon as I did my fast, the pain went away. The pain was completely gone. And as soon as they told me nothing's wrong with me, I decided that day, and this is the part where people shouldn't follow what I did,
Okay.
that I wasn't going to take my meds anymore, because at this point,
Mm.
I was not only on my thyroid medication, I was on depression medication. I was taking gas pills for for if I have gas, because that's what they thought the pain was
Pain was.
from. I was taking morphine for the
Metformin?
insulin,
Uh-huh.
for insulin resistance. I was taking an acid reflux pill, and I had to take Claritin daily, so that's 6 pills a day.
Wow.
That within that year and a half period, I had to like take every day, and
Wow.
I just felt like I was like hurting myself with all these meds. One thing triggered another, and it just kept going, and now I needed another pill, so that day I just decided I'm gonna stop. I started researching about what can help the thyroid naturally, and a lot of the things I read was gluten really does kind of harm your thyroid, and I decided to go gluten free,
Mhm.
and that completely changed everything. I'm
So,
gonna share.
question, when you stopped all your meds, including your thyroid meds, the levothyroxine, um, did all of those extra symptoms and the extreme pain go away?
Yes. So obviously
Okay.
not, well, not like right away, except for the pain.
Yeah.
When I did the fasting, it went away literally
Wow.
like within 2 days. But everything else gradually got better. I got more energy. My skin wasn't as dry.
So
My
that
hair
was just
started
by
growing
cutting
back.
out gluten,
Yes,
just gluten.
just
You
gluten.
started feeling better. Okay.
Yep, yep, and not taking the meds. Um, I looked into some meds are coated with gluten,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the thyroid medicine is as well. I could be wrong. I don't know. You can look it up. But so it's very like, okay, well, I was like just ingesting all this stuff that's making more harm to me.
Yeah.
So I still feel that, like, I think I told you when I we message each other that I'm still in the path to better myself,
Oh
and
yeah.
and then it's a never ending
Yeah.
situation where I always have to be mindful what I eat,
Mm-hmm.
and just be good to my body, whether it's the
Yeah.
exercise and the sleeping and the water intake and all this stuff. But I still am tired from time to time.
Okay.
But it's not the same. It's not the same
Wow.
at all. When they did blood work, when I told my doctor I stopped taking the medications. It was 6 months of not taking it, and I asked her to please do blood work. She immediately told me that I shouldn't have done that, that I had to take my pill that day. I told her I am not gonna take a pill until you tell me what is my baseline. I need to know. Please take my blood work. She finally agreed. She just sent me a little email saying, "You're fine, everything's normal." So so it's
Wow.
amazing to see how, when I've heard, oh, once you take your meds for thyroid, once your thyroid's messed up, it's messed up forever. That's what I
Not
keep hearing.
necessarily. But before I forget, I need to rewind. So,
Yeah.
my favorite part of that whole story is that it's like it's like you looked from the outside perspective in on everything that you were going through, and I love that you talked about the cascade of medication. um like you said, this does this, and then you got to take that, and that snowball that you can get so easily trapped in,
Mm-hmm.
by the system if you're not careful. And a lot of people just think that's normal nowadays, but it's not. Like, we're not meant to take all that medication. And so I love that you really stood firm in your intuition to do what was best for your body, and you knew, and you honored yourself and had the courage, like you said, to stand up to her, because there are some mean ass doctors that will
Yes.
get in your face, they will yell at you. I've had so many experiences like that. I know that it can be hard, and
Yeah.
they want to use fear tactics. They want to scare you, they want to manipulate you. but you stood firm and you were like, no, I refuse to do this. You followed your rights as a patient, and you were like, I will not do anything else you say unless you prove it to me through my labs, basically, that this is what I need.
Yeah.
So that makes sense now when you said to me in your message, and just, at the beginning of like having to be a patient advocate, you have to be so strong and stand up for yourself. So that gave me goosebumps, just so you know, when I heard that. Um, but what were you saying about the medication? So you've heard that when you start thyroid medication, you can't ever go off of it, and it's something you have to be on forever.
That's what I've heard.
So
Uh,
I'm actually really glad you brought this up, because this is something that I get asked all the time. Maybe not asked, but more like, I really want to go off my medication. Do you think I can? Or I really want to go off my medication. Like they're asking me, like, do you think I can do that? And as a coach, I don't have the degree, I don't have the sort of the license. I'm not a doctor. I can't say, yeah, go off your medication. I can get sued for that.
right.
But I know from my own journey, I was on medication, Armor Thyroid, for um, 13 years,
Wow.
maybe 12. Because even though I put my diagnosis into remission, um, I was scared to come off my medication because it is a stimulant. Most
Mm-hmm.
people don't know this. It is actually, that's why when you get too much, a lot of the people with too much medication will have like the heart palpitations. I mean, think about what a stimulant is. Think about what coffee is. Kind of the same things, right? So it is, it's, you get dependent on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your thyroid can get dependent on it, meaning um, it's mimicking those hormones. So your body thinks it has all of what it needs, but it really doesn't. And so your actual thyroid gland, if you haven't had a full removal, can become like lazy,
Mm.
because it's getting basically tricked out by the meds. And but I do know from my own experience that you can slowly wean off of the meds if that's what you want with your doctor. Um, and there are and can be withdrawal symptoms, which could be like really bad fatigue. Think about it again. You're coming off a stimulant. What is it like coming off of caffeine? Right?
Yeah.
So that's just the only thing I can think to compare it to. But so I definitely want to put the message out there that it's not like something you're cursed and committed to the rest of your life. I fought tooth and nail, just like you, to go through a natural process and to be able to support myself. First, figure out everything that was going wrong with me, and then be able to support it naturally in order to get to the point to where I could handle coming off my medication. And I have as well. And it is so freeing, isn't it?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, you just almost
Just
feel like that little leash, is gone. It's like when you don't when you're not worried about that anymore, you don't have to do all those labs anymore. You're not in that rat race of like doctor's appointments and labs and medication and refills and like, did I take it? And now I got to check it. And what are my numbers? There's so
Mhm.
much stress that
Yes,
comes along with that.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's a really great story. So have you been able to um, like lose weight and keep your weight in control and all the other symptoms? Like how's your depression and how's your weight and all the other symptoms that you were dealing with?
So the weight, I was really bloated. I would like to share with you a picture. I obviously I can't right now,
Sure.
but I would. I'm gonna share it with you on my Instagram. The
Okay, let me open
difference.
my phone.
Oh, I don't have it with me right
Oh, you mean later? Oh, okay.
later. Yes, that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, you can see the difference of the. It was bloating. It was like insane bloating, and I, like I said, I'm still in my path. Yeah, I still have some weight to lose, but I definitely feel better, feel healthy, stronger. Because now I am exercising, that has helped my depression
Mm,
immensely. I can definitely tell you I don't have depression at all. Like
good.
I'm in a really good mental place right now. It's awesome.
That,
But
that's amazing. Good
yeah,
for
the
you.
thank you so much. The just the being able to like take care of my body and being in control, like you said, not having that stress of the medicine. What medicine did I take or did not take? Did I take my depression and medication and all these things? Even within COVID, I was still able to, you know,
Manage.
find a way,
Mm,
yeah, to not get sucked into it again, and
yeah.
yeah, really happy that I was able to do that. And I hope a lot of people who are listening, have that hope that they can do it too. It's hard, but it's doable for sure. Like to just
Yeah, because depression is depression. My gosh. I mean, there's so many areas that cause depression. So many, I mean, like so many factors that come at
Mhm.
you, not just dealing with doctors, the meds, the labs, the stress. I mean, I remember when I would get my results, I would sit at my table for like hours. If it was like we did like a full CBC panel, and you get like 10 pages of results, and I would Google every single line and write everything down and was just like neurotic about it. And it almost like becomes your identity too, and it's just so hard to see past your illness, and it starts slowly caving your life in on you. And I don't know if you experienced this, but like myself and a lot of people I talk to, they start feeling so isolated because the people around them are tired of hearing about their problems.
Hmm.
That adds to your depression because then you feel like you don't even have anyone to talk to you about what you're going through. Like you have to just suck it up and keep it in.
Mhm.
And then the anxiety that comes from everything we just talked about too, on top of the symptoms, leads into the depression.
Hmm.
And for me, I don't know about you, but I started really practicing journaling,
Mm.
and I do a sort of meditation in the morning, actually, whenever I feel like I need it, maybe sometimes even 2 times a day, where it's like I'll just sit on the floor in a quiet room and stretch.
Mm.
I don't have, do you stretch often, like before your workouts?
I stretch every morning. I tend to get my sciatic nerve problems, so now I have
Um,
to, by law,
yeah.
stretch every morning, or else my body gets stiff. So I
Yeah.
have to do it.
It, it's normal for it to stiffen over time. And so, do you ever, when you're stretching in the morning, do you ever feel your body almost go like, ah,
Yeah. For sure.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yes.
so it's like, there's just, it's such a, it can be for me such a time of reflection and self love. I'll sit on my floor and stretch and, say like, I love my body. I'm so grateful for my feet. I love my energy. I'm grateful for my good night's rest, and just really repeat those like self love affirmations kind of mixed with things that you want out of your health. Like, I'm so grateful for my high energy. I'm so grateful for my toned, sexy body. I'm so grateful for my cute butt. Like whatever it is you're trying to achieve, if you speak it out loud, it makes it more powerful, right? So if you, I kind of combined all these different worlds with like a stretch, deep breathing, and affirmations all at the same time. And that has been such a good tool for me to be able to get my depression from the thyroid situation in check. And when you're exercising, you're deep breathing,
Mm-hmm.
which is also a part of the, that flow, that release you get from your depression and your stress.
Yes.
What's your favorite kind of exercise?
So I practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Ooh, how long have you been doing that?
So I started before I got pregnant, and then I got a C-section, so I had to stop, and it's been on and off now for 5 years.
Awesome. I
Yeah.
don't, is it like karate where you have levels?
Oh yes, it is a karate where you have levels. I'm still white belt because I have not been consistent, but I am determined to stay consistent this time, and it's definitely my favorite. It's not just a body workout; it's a mind workout, and I think that's amazing. So it's a wonderful thing to learn as a woman too, on self defense.
Oh, I was gonna say, how is it a mind workout? Because you're learning a lot of self-defense moves.
Yes, so you're learning how to counteract whatever the person throws at you. Then you can say, "Oh, well, I'm going to do this move to counteract that move," and it's
Mm,
very much like chess.
that's neat.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I have a jujitsu studio down the street from me.
Oh,
Uh,
anyone who can, please go ahead and try it. It's not for everyone because I understand not everybody wants to be close and sweaty to other people, but it's definitely it's worth it if you're into it. It's amazing.
yeah, that's very cool. So, besides for the awesome jujitsu, now I can call you. I'm gonna have to give you a nickname or something cool. I mean, you're already warriors. I'll come up with it and message you. Um, so gluten free, working out, those two have tackled the majority of and ditching all the meds. Um, is there anything else that you could share that you may do that's helped you overall, or would you say those are the main tools?
I I say a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget your water. That helps tremendously for everything. The dry skin, just even sometimes even overeating it happens. I don't know, with the stress, you're stressed or you're depressed and you want to overeat. You have your enough water throughout the day. That also helps. It's a great tool, I think. So,
Yes. So because I was always a soda junkie,
mm,
but I knew I shouldn't drink soda. So I never actually did drink soda,
mm.
but I tried like a lot of the alternatives. Have you ever heard of like Zevia or any of those soda alternatives? You know,
I yeah.
like soda water. I really like the bubbles and the fizzies, right?
Mhm.
But it got pretty dang hard to find anything that wasn't just completely full of crappy chemicals. So water's great and all, and I drink a lot of lime water, a lot of lemon water, but it still can get kind of boring, right? And you want to switch it up. So
Yeah.
in order to uh, switch it up, but not bombard myself with aluminum and other gross chemicals, I do tea. I'm like a tea
Mm.
junkie, caffeine free. And so tonight on my stories, I was showing everyone this new tea. It's called a cup of sunshine.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. It's one of my new faves. And it's like $5 and you get what, like 12 tea bags. So you're getting the benefits of all of the herbs
Mhm.
within the flowers within the tea. And you're not bored of water, but it's water. Right.
Yeah.
So that's my happy medium. But I love that you said that. Yeah, there's just still so much chronic dehydration out there. And just to add on top of that, I know everyone loves their coffee. I know a lot of people even love their monsters, they're rock stars, they're energy drinks, caffeine caffeine is a very easy go-to drink for people that are sick, especially when you don't have that energy and you're dying and you just want to boost. It's like, oh, I'll go get a coffee, oh, I'll make a coffee, oh, I'll grab a soda, whatever. um Besides all of the other reasons that everyone knows not to drink those things, it robs your water out of you. So you could sit and drink tea that is caffeinated, but it's actually dehydrating you at the same time. And have you ever drank so much caffeine, if not, it's okay, or like maybe 2 cups of coffee instead of one, or 2 sodas instead of one, and then you actually feel like cotton mouth, like so thirsty?
Oh, yeah.
It's because it's actually literally taking the water out of your cells as you drink it and dehydrating you. So if you are caffeinating, try to keep it to like one cup of coffee a day,
Mhm.
because anything over that, doesn't matter how much water you drink, it actually is almost, it really is 10 times harder to properly hydrate when you have that caffeine in your system. And okay, so but if you are going to drink all that coffee, because I know you guys do, there's two tools you can use in order to hydrate yourself better. The two best hydration tools you can possibly use beyond water is 100% coconut water
Mm.
and celery juice. So if you wake up in the morning and you're just like, wow, I feel so thirsty, drink some water and then drink some coconut water too. So just a little tip for that. You
Yeah,
guys.
me. Yes. I
Yeah,
love coconut water.
it's so good.
Yes. But
Yes, but
sometimes it's hard to find the one that doesn't have the added sugars or
I know, and the
you know.
flavors. So just stay away from anything that's like coconut with pineapple or like, yeah, it just needs to be 100% coconut water. That's it. If it's not that, don't bother. So, have you tried celery juicing yet?
No, I just eat the celery, but I haven't done the juicing. But
Yeah,
I heard great things about it.
yeah, it's fabulous. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for coming on. I'm really grateful that you're feeling better,
Thank
and
you.
you honestly are like glowing
Oh,
happiness. I feel like you come off very happy and confident and strong, and I can see all of the things as you were explaining your story. I can see it in your countenance. So, keep up the good work.
thank you so much. Thank you for having me, giving me this space to share the story. And, I think it's wonderful what you're doing. It's amazing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And welcome to my community. And now that you're here, there's going to be more fun to come.
Awesome.
So I will talk to you soon, sweetheart.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Myriam. What a sweet, sweet woman. I just loved her. So don't forget that I am always looking for volunteers for this series. If you are feeling so inclined to come on and volunteer your story next, I would love that. I love meeting you guys. I love hearing what you've been through. I love being able to throw in my little tidbits of information and education in there as well. I learn from you as much as you learn from me, and I appreciate you for that. If you have any other questions, you can contact me at coachsharejoy.com. Feel free to look at all of my free resources on my links and resource page, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.